Why everything you know about sleep is wrong. You spend almost 1/3 of your life asleep. And yet, most people have no idea what sleep actually does to the brain. Because while you're unconscious, something terrifying happens every single night. Your brain literally shuts parts of itself down, floods your body with chemicals, paralyzes your muscles, and starts cleaning toxic waste linked to Alzheimer's and cognitive decline. But modern humans are interrupting that process constantly. Phones before bed, artificial light, late-night eating, stress, dopamine overload. And according to sleep researchers, the damage doesn't just make you tired. It may slowly be changing your memory, your hormones, your aging process, even your personality, which raises a disturbing possibility. What if the modern world didn't just destroy human attention spans? What if it destroyed sleep itself? Most people think sleep is passive. You close your eyes, your body rests, your brain shuts off. But that's not what happens at all. The moment you fall asleep, your brain begins performing one of the most complex biological operations in the human body. And according to modern neuroscience, if that process gets disrupted long enough, the effects can become catastrophic. Mirror problems, hormonal dysfunction, accelerated aging, depression, even increased risk of neurodegenerative diseases like Alzheimer's, which is why some scientists are starting to describe modern sleep deprivation as a silent public health crisis. And the strangest part, most people don't even realize it's happening to them because the modern world is engineered against natural sleep. For almost all of human history, humans lived according to sunlight, darkness, temperature shifts, and natural circadian rhythms. There were no LED screens blasting blue light into the eyes at midnight, no endless scrolling, no ultra-processed food at 2 a.m., no caffeine-loaded drinks consumed like water. Then civilization changed faster than human biology could adapt, and the brain never caught up. Researchers studying circadian biology at institutions like Harvard Medical School and Stanford University have spent years examining how artificial light and disrupted sleep cycles affect the body. Their findings reveal something deeply unsettling. The human brain relies on darkness as a biological signal, not metaphorically. Literally, when darkness arrives, the brain begins releasing melatonin, the hormone responsible for regulating sleep timing. But exposure to artificial light, especially blue light from phones and screens, can suppress melatonin production and confuse the brain's internal clock. In other words, your brain may think it's daytime at midnight, and that confusion changes everything. One sleep researcher compared it to permanent jet lag, except instead of lasting a few days after a flight, millions of people now live in that state permanently. But the real danger begins after you finally fall asleep. Because sleep is not one continuous state. It's a sequence of neurological stages, each performing different functions critical to survival. Deep sleep helps physical recovery. REM sleep influences memory processing, emotional regulation, and learning. During certain stages, the brain even activates a waste-clearing system known as the glymphatic system, a process scientists believe helps remove toxic proteins associated with neurodegenerative disease. That means sleep isn't downtime, it's maintenance, and modern humans keep interrupting it. Late-night eating is one example. Studies suggest heavy meals close to bedtime can interfere with sleep quality, body temperature regulation, and metabolic rhythms. Alcohol creates another illusion. Many people believe it helps them sleep because it causes sedation. But researchers consistently find alcohol disrupts restorative sleep stages later in the night, especially REM sleep, so the brain may appear unconscious, while critical repair processes become fragmented underneath. Then there's the dopamine problem. Social media, short-form content, constant notifications. Modern technology keeps the brain in a state of hyperstimulation long after sunset. The human nervous system evolved for occasional stimulation. Modern algorithms deliver endless stimulation without interruption. And the brain pays the price. Researchers have linked chronic sleep disruption to impaired attention, emotional instability, reduced cognitive performance, and increased stress hormone levels. Even one night of poor sleep can measurably affect reaction time and decision-making. But here's where the story becomes darker. Sleep deprivation doesn't always feel dramatic. That's what makes it dangerous. The brain adapts slowly. People become accustomed to fatigue, brain fog, irritability, and low energy until dysfunction starts feeling normal. Many don't realize how impaired they are until they finally experience real recovery. That realization changed everything for one biohacker. Unlike most people, he tracked everything: heart rate variability, sleep stages, body temperature, cognitive performance, blood glucose. He believed technology could optimize human recovery better than instinct ever could. At first, the data looked normal, then his sleep metrics began collapsing. Not because he slept less, because his brain wasn't entering restorative states properly anymore. And what he discovered next revealed something terrifying about the modern human nervous system. At first, he blamed stress, then caffeine, then overwork. But the deeper he analyzed the data, the stranger the pattern became. He was spending nearly 8 hours in bed every night. Yet his brain was behaving like it had barely rested at all. His recovery scores crashed, his reaction time slowed, inflammation markers increased, and according to the wearable devices tracking his sleep stages, the problem wasn't quantity anymore, it was quality. That's when he started investigating the hidden variables modern humans ignore every single night: room temperature, artificial light exposure, late-night screen use, meal timing, noise pollution, even the temperature of the skin itself. One by one, he removed them. No phone after sunset, no food late at night, no bright LEDs, cold room, consistent sleep timing. Within weeks, something shocking happened. Not only did his sleep improve, his entire personality changed with it. His anxiety dropped, his focus stabilized, his cravings weakened, even his emotional reactions became calmer. And neuroscience may explain why. Sleep isn't just physical recovery, it's neurological regulation. During deep sleep and REM cycles, the brain processes emotional experiences, consolidates memories, regulates hormones, and recalibrates stress responses. Interrupt those systems long enough, and the effects begin spreading through nearly every part of human biology. Which may explain why chronic sleep deprivation has been associated with obesity, depression, cardiovascular disease, weakened immune function, insulin resistance, and cognitive decline. The brain can survive poor sleep for a while, but eventually, it starts collecting damage. And modern civilization may be accelerating that damage constantly. For the first time in history, humans are exposed to artificial stimulation almost every second of the day. Bright screens at midnight, endless dopamine loops, notifications before sleep, processed foods engineered for cravings, energy drinks masking exhaustion instead of fixing it. The human nervous system evolved for darkness and recovery. Modern life delivers stimulation without pause. That may be why so many people wake up exhausted even after sleeping normally. Because unconsciousness is not the same thing as restoration. And the most disturbing part is this: the brain cannot fully adapt to chronic sleep disruption. You may feel used to it, but biologically, the damage continues underneath. Reaction speed declines, hormonal balance shifts, decision-making weakens, inflammation rises. The body keeps the score, even when the mind ignores it. That realization transformed the biohacker's entire philosophy about health. He stopped treating sleep like wasted time. He started treating it like biological warfare. Every hour of quality sleep became an investment in cognition, longevity, recovery, and future brain function. And slowly, the results became impossible to ignore: sharper focus, more stable energy, improved emotional control, deeper recovery. Not through another supplement, not through another productivity hack, but by restoring the single biological system modern society keeps destroying: sleep. Which raises an uncomfortable question. If the human brain repairs itself during sleep, then what happens to a civilization that never truly rests anymore? Maybe the real epidemic isn't distraction, or anxiety, or burnout. Maybe millions of people are simply walking through life with exhausted brains that never got the recovery they were designed for. And if that's true, then fixing sleep may become one of the most powerful forms of biohacking humanity has ever discovered. If this video changed the way you think about sleep, drop your thoughts in the comments. How many hours do you actually sleep? And do you wake up feeling restored, or just sedated enough to survive another day? And if you want more dark, science-backed stories about biohacking, longevity, AI, and the hidden systems controlling human biology. Hit like, subscribe, and share this video with someone whose brain desperately needs real recovery. Because in the future, the people who protect their minds may outperform